holding this. There we go.
Hello.
Hi guys, we are trying to figure out this live Q&A thing and squeeze everybody into the frame. No, that's your hand now, Joy.
Sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing.
It's alright, this is like the first time for all of us, so we're like improvising as we go along.
Yeah, I hope you guys are tuning in, but it is definitely a struggle because we're on the phone and we wanted to be on the computer. Wait, I know what to do. I'm gonna sit up.
I'm gonna move this top a bit further away.
There we go.
No, if I do this,
we
if I
just
do it
have
here.
to stack each other. We're good.
No, you can sit down now, Joy, because I moved the thingy away a little bit more.
Oh, I like this.
So
It's like
awesome.
we fit in the frame.
Yes.
So Miko, you can come too.
Okay. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Hi.
Miko, could you tweet them right now? Or like Instagram.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take a quick Instagram pic to like let everybody know that we are live.
On my Instagram.
On your
Okay,
Instagram.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my Instagram people, I don't know. You guys are the best. Hashtag for your friends. If you guys are out there watching, it's so awesome. So Facebook kind of stole Periscope a little bit, but you know.
We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Sorry guys, we're gonna start in like a little while. We just need to like get out the social media posts to like let everybody know that we're here.
Yeah.
And what did we do before this? Is why we start Make Joy.
Why did we? Oh, we were eating the best tea. I mean, the best tea and the best
Kaya.
kaya.
Because we went out for breakfast.
It's so good.
First we saw Usain Bolt this morning, and then we went out for breakfast, and then we were rushing back here to get this done in time for you guys, because we know it's late in America, but we wanted to be here to answer all of your questions. Well, they wanted to be here to answer all of your questions. I'm facilitating the question asking.
My computer. I have a hack with my computer where I can post from Instagram from my computer, and I want to post one of the pictures from yesterday.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Oh my god.
I love technology, but not as much as you see. Always and forever. What? Yeah.
I'm going.
Go. Come on,
Okay,
Miko,
which photo from yesterday?
And like, if you guys are on, just like remind them that you can ask questions on like my Facebook page, the facebook.com/cloudandvictory page, so that people can come and ask all the questions. Anyway, while they're doing their various social media promotion about this Q&A, I'm just going to introduce them. I'm Min. I am the boss lady and owner of Cloud and Victory, and this is Joy, as everybody knows, the CEO of Project Prima Company, and principal dancer at the Kremlin Ballet.
Yes.
And this is Miko, who is now an artist at Birmingham Royal Ballet. And a little bit of background, I met Joy, three and a half years ago in Hong Kong. It was kind of crazy.
It was the most insane thing, guys.
Yeah, I dropped her a message, and then she dropped me a message to say that she was in Hong Kong, and then we decided to meet up. And I had 4 days to find a ticket and, do everything. And then when I met her, I remember I was so nervous because she was this like amazing, beautiful dancer, and I was this really tiny person.
No, I was just excited that somebody wanted to like meet me because I was nobody, and she was so sweet, and I just wanted. She asked me if I wanted to take pictures of her clothes, and at that age I was like, yeah, I want to do a photo shoot. That sounds like so much fun.
And she was like having fun, and I was like, what am I doing? And then
I was jumping on walls.
And then I met Miko six months later, I think, in Osaka. Yeah, we did a photo shoot there, and I remember it was really cold.
It was freezing. I think it was like in pretty it was in the winter, I think, and although it was sunny, I think it was very cold.
Yeah, it was really cold.
Yeah.
And I spent my whole time worrying that like Miko was like cold. I was like, stay
warm,
warm, stay warm.
Yeah, but I had a big jacket and my
I always have secondhand anxiety when it comes to photo shoots because I'm so worried like about these people. I'm like, let's all like be healthy and be safe and not be suffering, and let's all have fun. So like they're like going off and like being like fierce models, and I'm like sitting there at the corner like with secondhand anxiety, like let's try not to die. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna get going with some questions now.
So I got some questions on my
thingy. So I'm just gonna ask these ladies questions from the various Instagram and Facebook posts. Just give me a minute. Okay, let's start with.
Let's start with the Cloud and Victory Instagram. 30 comments.
Okay,
So,
I think one of the questions that people like to ask you guys is what is your favorite point shoe brand?
my favorite, I don't know, I haven't really found like the perfect brand for me, but so far my favorite has been Gainer Minden's.
And Joy?
I am in love with my custom-made Gainer Minden's. What I really like about Gainer Minden is they have tried so much to make a shoe that helps dancers take their skill level to a next level and protect their feet. For me, the biggest thing that Gainer Minden's can give you is shock absorbency and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know that your shoe is reliable and you know you can go out on stage and it's not going to die, it lets you be free to worry about the artistry and technique instead of worrying about, oh, are my shoes okay? So I really like what Gainer Minden gives to artists.
And the ladies at Gainer Minden are really nice.
They're
as
the
well.
best. Shout out to Jen. You are the shoe fairy for life.
And Maria, you are my girl.
Maria,
And Maria,
fierce.
She's
Fierce.
Yeah, we love you guys. CMB loves Gainer Minden. And if I designed a special Gainer Girl shirt for the Gainer Minden people, so you can get that on dancing.com as well. And it'll represent as a Gainer Girl.
Yeah. I'm so excited this year to be named Gainer Girl Pro. And it just is so awesome to be part of like a unique group of girls that are leaders in their field, but really young in age. And it's a big responsibility, but guys, look forward to content on how to sew your gainers and how to take care of them properly. And those videos will be on my channel for Gainer Minden.
Cool.
Awesome.
Another one that people want to know is a couple of questions on this is what's your favorite leotard brand?
Oh, that's hard.
Well, first of all, I really like the colors of CMV, like leotards. I feel like they're very unique. My other favorites would be like Ainsley Wear More, maybe Lock, Grishko I love. Yeah, just a mix, I guess.
Joy?
I'm not privileged really to like have gotten to wear a lot of really expensive brands.
I give you
I
a
just
Degas
wear-
one, remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't like Degas leotards. They make you look. Oh, I'm just kidding. I like Degas leotards. They're amazing, but they're really beautiful and nice. But I feel like they don't flatter my body.
I think it's different things for
Yeah.
different dances, yeah.
I really like Gainer Minden's leotards, and I really like Cloud and Victory's color. Like I love the swan leotard. That's my life.
Oh yeah.
And I wear the Technicolor leotard to like annoy my teacher because everybody is so depressed in winter, and I'll just wear the rainbow leotard and be like super obnoxious in class.
Yeah, every time like these girls come, I make them try on the leotards, and I'm like, what do you
So
think of the
pretty.
fit? How can we make it better? And so like they've given me really helpful feedback. So I'm just like keep working until we find something.
But the leotards that I like the best are the ones that I have a friend in Moransky, and she's like in the Court Ballet, and she just makes leotards by hand, and they're so wonderful, and they're
Wow.
beautiful, and they're so cheap, and they are really flattering, and they're like elegant, which I think is really nice for a leotard. And like fun colors.
And then Arisa Ayumi on Instagram has a couple of questions. She wants to know what tips you guys have for aspiring ballet dancers.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
I guess it just takes a lot of work, and to not give up your dream because other people are better or succeeding. Like, don't compare yourself to others, is what I would say, and go for your maximum potential, because there's going to be many others that might have a better body, might have been winning competitions, but don't let that like discourage you. Just keep pushing yourself, and just compete with yourself, but not with others.
Joy?
I think for me, the biggest thing I can tell you is
again.
We were live.
There we go.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry, we
we're
had
back.
a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back.
Interwebs.
Yes, the internet.
Wait.
Too many problems.
So I think, Joy, we were asking you about what tips you have for aspiring ballet dancers.
I think that it is really important to understand that you're going to always be working hard and it doesn't get easier. You just get more experience. And the fact that you have to humble yourself every day and take a step at the bar, you're only as good as your last show, and to enjoy the fact that it is a never-ending search for bettering yourself. Like, the small victories are the things that can encourage you to go forward, but embrace the grind.
And also, what do you both enjoy about being a ballet dancer?
I guess my favorite part is performing and also getting to meet some of my, I guess you would call them fans,
Yeah.
or supporters, because having them tell me that I was like their inspiration or that I inspired them to dance just totally makes my day, and that's sometimes what keeps me going. But of course, I mean, ever since I was young, I really loved performing. I think, just performing is my favorite thing, so yeah.
I would have to say that my favorite thing about performing is I get to do what the Lord created me to do, and I get to travel around the world meeting and performing for such a different group of people, and I really love getting to do that, getting to reach as many people as possible. And selfishly, I love the fact that I get to work and go into this like completely meditative state, like for more than half of my day, just working on like simple details and just being analytic. Like, I have the luxury of getting to work on myself, and really learning and blocking everything else out. And it really is, it's wonderful. And I don't think that many other fields have that. And I know that it's a very short period of time that you have to dance, so I'm trying to keep each one of these days that I spend in the studio close to my heart, because when dance ends, you start your normal life, which is, you have responsibilities and you have to be social and things like that. But dance and a performance almost gives you an excuse to be completely innerly focused, and it's blissful to shut out the world.
But it takes blood, sweat, and pirouettes.
Yeah.
There we go.
It costs a little blood. That's the fee of entry, but if you're not squeamish, it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm still aiming for the pirouettes part. The blood and sweat I got down.
Hey, last time you were doing 2 pirouettes.
That was once. I did 2 pirouettes once, and then I never did it again.
Nice.
After that, double.
Go for that double.
Only one time. Yeah, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to just like leave them in the comments on this video as well. We'll be refreshing the page and checking.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a question for me as well.
To Min, how do you create these amazing phrases and images
So
to C&B t-shirts? They are so beautiful and creative.
Oh, thank you so much, Arissa. I think this.
Tell us your secrets.
My secrets?
Yeah.
I have little.
We are all dying to know.
I have a little team of tiny ballerina elves who I keep enslaved in my attic, and I make them do all the work for me. That's my secret. No, I think I'm just because like I create content for you guys on social media, so I'm always thinking about ballet and thinking about what I can do with it and trying to do something different every time.
Alina's online.
So it's just constantly having like watching ballets and thinking about it, reading about dancers and stuff just keeps me. So in that sense, my brain is always working as to what I can do, and what different things I can do, and so I make them funny. Sometimes they happen like really organically. I think because I've always been somebody who likes to put humor in everything, but sometimes I do have to, when I'm getting ready for a new collection, I do have to sit down like with my notebook and like brainstorm ideas on what can I do, what people like, what do I like about ballet, and what do I not like that I can like capture and put on the shirt. And as for the images, I always tell people that this is what I did at high school. Instead of studying math and science, I learned how to use Photoshop instead because I could not even draw a straight line, and I wanted to draw. And so I ended up, going on Photoshop, which was a really nice creative outlet because I wasn't a very good student in high school, and things like reading and writing and expressing myself creatively in other ways, like with graphic design, really helped me. And I think it's all that sort of built and helped me to create this brand as well, to hone my skills and hone my humor and stuff like that. So yeah.
You guys should know how hard she works. If there's something that she wants to know, she goes and she researches like 10 pages. Like when we were setting up for Facebook Live, she went, okay, how do you do live? What is this? Like, she is so meticulous about finding out every single way to do things, read how everyone does it, and then she finds her way. You're not getting a better product that's more thought about, that's more cared about, that the love is not poured out. She's so passionate about Cloud and Victory, and the humor and all this, it comes from a place of sincere joy and in what she's doing, and it's really amazing. It looks effortless, but underneath that effortless sarcasm and humor is really something that is meticulously put together and crafted in a wonderful way and just beautiful.
Yeah, we all have respect for you, man.
Thank you so much.
It's fierce.
I mean, the thing is that, and I do mention it sometimes, I did struggle a lot with depression when I started, Cloud and Victory and things like that, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this, is to create something positive for myself and for other people as well. And I'm just glad that the professional people like what I do, and that you guys have responded very positively to it. So thank you so much for your support.
Yeah,
it really means a lot.
We love you
guys.
I think we got a question on the comment section.
Yeah.
Advice on confidence in dance. Joy.
Oh, I don't know why everybody asked me that, because if you guys knew how much I struggle with stage fright and anxiety and really being nervous before a show and really feeling like I'm confident, I don't know, I think when you focus on what you expect of yourself and what you think that other people expect from you, it's really debilitating. And I get into that place a lot, and I have to say that I'm really grateful to my coach and to my friends and to you guys for all of your love and support. And my self-worth does not come from validation online or what you guys think of me. My self-worth comes from the Lord and comes from the fact that I know that I'm doing what I love to do, and it will never be good enough for some people, and there will always be somebody in the audience, no matter how well you do, that doesn't like you, that doesn't like what you're doing, that has a couple of things to say about it, and you can't change their mind. So don't go out on stage or go about your day trying to change those who would like to look for faults in you, but go with the expectation that there will be people who love you, who will want to see what you're doing, and for yourself. So the best you is the best you, and that's, you can
and
only.
that's what we all aspire to be, just to be the best version of ourselves. So
In short, fake it until you make it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think ballet is quite hard to be very confident because you're constantly, it's something you can't be too confident about unless you've, become huge, but because you always have something to improve on, and if you become too confident, then you just, you just don't work as well. But I think there has to be a certain level of confidence that you should have, but it just comes from within. I don't get confidence from others. I just try and remind myself that I can do this, just go for it and just do your best. I think just do your own best, and it's for yourself. Don't try and always, as Joy said, to please others and make everybody happy, because not everyone's going to be happy. Just do your best, and just be confident that I don't know, that you're doing well, and just believe in yourself.
I think it's interesting because I've interviewed like, you guys and different dancers in different stages of their careers, from principals to core, for like the CMB sessions thing I do. And I've never heard like a principal dancer even say like, yeah, I don't get stage fright, or I don't get performance nerves. It's but it's just about sometimes they would tell me things like, what's the worst thing and go wrong, and so sometimes you just got to go out there and kind of do it.
Yeah. And honestly, I perform better when I'm nervous. I don't know why, but when I'm nervous, I perform so much better than when I'm not nervous. So now I get worried if I'm not nervous. Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I'm not nervous. That means this performance is gonna go horrible. Because when I'm more nervous, I perform better for some weird reason. I think just the adrenaline and just the nerves just push me along in the performance or something. I don't know, but I always perform better when I'm nervous. Anyway, so if a lot of people say like, how do I not be nervous when I'm dancing or when I'm about to perform? I don't think nerves is like a bad thing for everybody. I'm sure it doesn't help for some people, but for me, nerves is not a bad thing. Like, it helps with my performance. So I don't try and avoid nerves because it comes.
I think it's kind of unavoidable. It's kind of embracing it. Like, people always say nervousness and excitement, they're very similar feelings. So I think like, I remember Maran Radmacher, when I was talking to him, it was like, just remember that you've done it so many times before,
just like
and
meditate
you've had the practice in. Just like,
I think one of the best things.
There we go.
Okay, I think the best advice I ever got, and now I understand how to change the feeling. It's like Olga Smirnova. She's like, I'm not nervous. I'm just excited to get on stage, and that now is the way that I go on stage, and I'm just excited to get out there for you guys. And it was so fun to perform in the Asian Grand Prix Gala last week because I came out on stage with exactly those feelings, just excited to dance for everybody in the audience. And it's so nice when you dance for younger audiences because they're really appreciative, and it just feels like you're dancing for family.
Yeah.
Princess Mojo on Instagram wants to know, Miko, what's your dream ballet company?
I think, my dream company, I think Joy was saying this before, but you would never know until you've been there and done it to know if that's what you want. But I guess my dream companies would be the Royal Ballet in London or ABT. But sometimes the facade they give is different from what's going on inside the company, and so I can't say that I would love, I would definitely want to be there because I don't know, but yeah, that's my answer, I guess.
And I think Michelle Young on Instagram wants to know, Joy, what's your favorite thing to do after a long day of dance?
Eat a lot of food and watch YouTube videos of Casey Neistat or my friend Julian Selena. That's my guilty pleasure.
Oh, I love Julian.
Yeah. And that's how I and then I start my work because not only do I dance ballet full time, I run a company, and like Min, I'm trying to be like Min. I have boss lady responsibilities in the evening, so I have to be editing, and I love photography and videography and social media.
And she's amazing, by the way. She photographed some photos last night of the masterclass, and they're amazing.
So I mean, some girls need diamonds. I just need Sigma lenses and really nice computers
and all the stuff we
technology,
want, all the techie stuff we want.
I love the internet, and I love what it can do for ballet, so that's my passion. But if you want to know my guilty pleasure, I'm binging on Thai food and watching Casey Neistat and Julian Selena.
And on in Facebook, Inka Leonie asked, Joy and Miko, if you could star in a ballet of your choice with any ballet dancer dead or alive in anywhere theatre in the world, in any theatre in the world, which, who, and where would it be? So favorite ballet with any dancer. In which theatre?
Romeo and Juliet with Xander Parrish in the Met.
Oh, amazing!
There you go.
Incredible. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Well, I think it would be Oh my god, I just want to do all the greats, but I think one thing I would love to do is like Sleeping Beauty at the Royal Opera House with I don't know. Well, I've heard Marcelo Gomez is like one of the best partners. Roberto Bololi would be amazing. I don't know. Yeah, maybe one of those two.
And you want to know what I would like to do? I would like to sit in a chair in the middle of a big stage, maybe in the Marinsky, and have a whole bunch of shirtless male ballet dancers dancing around me. Yeah, bolero, but with no shirts.
But you wouldn't be doing anything. You'd just be sitting in the middle, and they'd all be worshiping you. Like,
yeah, like Federico and like Roberto and like Isaac Hernandez.
But they're in the court. Like you just get all the
And
principals.
like Harris, like all the famous male principals, Vladimir Skliarov, and they all just be shirtless and dancing around
That's
me.
amazing.
And I just watch, see.
Yeah.
And speaking of Roberto Bololi, I think Hui Lin on Instagram wants to know for all three of you, choose a favorite shirtless Roberto picture.
We were looking at this earlier. I think Joy has a couple good ones.
I have so many favorites, and actually, this is a bit OT, but if you Google Roberto Bololi shirtless, like a bunch of the pictures pop up all like the edits I did of him being shirtless. So I'm sorry, Roberto, for making fun of your shirtlessness, but I only mock the things I love.
So my favorite thing that Roberto Bololi has done ever, even though he's a fantastic, amazing, beautiful classical dancer, the video clip of Passage with Polina Semyonova where they're dancing in the rain kills me every time. I watch it like probably on a bi-weekly basis to get inspiration for why I do what I do, because that is so beautiful. Like just the human body, the music, the way that they're together, just the chemistry is like so tangible. I'm like, oh, it's like what I want my life to look like.
My favorite shirtless Roberto picture of the moment, it changes regularly because, we worship the abs.
We worship
the
at the
abs.
altar, we lay incense.
And it's the one I did of him at the Olympics with Michael Phelps. I think it's on my CMB Instagram. It's this one of everybody going like looking so pumped, and Roberto's just going with his without his shirt on.
Amazing.
Miko, do you have a favorite?
Some of the ones that you had on your laptop earlier was pretty amazing. Let me just go through the CMV. I'm sure you have some good Roberto Bololi pictures.
I have so many pictures though, but maybe like every shirtless Roberto picture is like a special picture.
They all
each
have
one are so beautiful. He's so beautiful. He is blessed.
He is very blessed.
He's just blessed.
I don't know now, but I would just say any shirtless one is pretty good. Oops, sorry.
It's okay.
So I got a couple questions. Oh, I got a question for you, Joy.
Oh wow.
What was the most difficult part about first living in Russia away from your family?
The language barrier. That was really difficult because I couldn't explain what I needed or what I wanted. I felt lost, and I felt like I couldn't get the answers that I needed, like no matter how hard I tried. So it's like trying to solve for X when you don't have the formula.
Yeah, I think it was very brave of you to move away from family, go to a whole different country where they speak a whole different language. It was very brave of you.
No, I just
Girl, I think you're crazy.
no, I am
Amazing, crazy.
I think I have a
amazing.
question for Miko.
Oh, that's a fun one somebody asked.
Oh, wait.
Miko, if you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
I
think
that's a
Isabella's
hard
turn.
one.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite fruit is mango.
Oh,
Um,
so good.
but I don't know how I relate to that fruit.
Yeah, we are all mango lovers. We've been through, I think, since they've gotten here, we've eaten like 6 mangoes in a
I
couple
have
of
quite
days.
a lot of.
Yeah,
there's
I
one.
like
There's one on there.
raspberries. Raspberries are amazing.
Yeah, berries are really nice as well. Oh, especially the mangoes in Thailand are on point.
Thailand is my country that I'm like most want to travel to, like because I love the food.
Yeah, me too. Before I went, I was like, that's one place I want to go.
I love Thailand massages. massages and mangles, and then you're kind of like set for life.
So I have to just build a house on an island in Thailand, and I'll just build a ballet center, and everybody can come.
No, you're supposed to build a ballet center here with me, and then
Okay.
Thailand will be like
It'll be the retreat.
our resort.
It'll be our retreat. We'll run retreats. We'll do yoga. We'll do
Please invite me.
ballet, and we'll give seminars on Photoshop and YouTube and internet things, and we'll make enough money to bring Roberto Bololi to do one tendu, and
without his
that will
clothes
be
on.
enough.
Without his clothes on.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of money. We gotta work.
And then I'm getting a lot of questions from like people on do you guys have flexibility tips?
Bikram yoga, stretch when you're warm, and oversplits. Be careful with them, but oversplits are the key to getting higher extension. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you're not gonna have 180-degree extension if you do oversplits.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That is BS. And
I think
you don't need 180 degrees extension, but if you want that, you have to work with resistance. You can't just train like stretching. You have to build strength. So you need to do cross training and build hip strength and back strength. It's all connected. The more strong your abs are, the more strong your back is, the more strong your butt, the more strong your pelvic floor is. Everything's going to improve. So your extension that you already have now will improve if you learn to hold your muscles in the right way.
Yeah, I think that covered it.
Oh, I think this is
also just stretching regularly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, yeah.
Warm up before class. Don't come 5 minutes before class.
Oh, but here I have a question, because sometimes, especially with the back, you stretch regularly, but sometimes you overstretch it and then you have a strain. Yeah. And that's difficult. Like, do you push through that or do you not? Because if you take a break for a few days and rest your back, then you don't have pain and you can keep going.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you lose flexibility. So that's really tough.
Well, just having the faith that the flexibility to come back. Because, like, if you pop a disc, that's not going to
That's true.
Like, it's much easier to come back.
Pop a disc, oh my god.
Just slip one out.
Oh god.
Knock on wood. It's no wood. I'll just knock on
wood. No, but
I
I recommend doing your back stretches at the end of your warm-up. I go through, and if you watch my crazy warm-up, like, if you're a fly on the wall in my company, like, first of all, I come an hour and a half before my company class, and I start with, like, very slow, organic movements. And people think I'm an insane Tai Chi, like, Taekwondo master, because I look like a crazy person when I do my warm-up. And, like, finally, by the end, right before ballet class, I'm already doing oversplits and, like, crazy stuff. But before, I'm doing just, like, 90 degrees, like, side splits, like, people in my company will just come and do the splits right away, and like that's their warm up. But I can't do that. I have to
I think that's
warm
more
every
sensible.
part out.
I think that's more sensible because it's easier to stretch and it's safer when your body's
Yeah,
really
apparently
warm.
it's really dangerous to just like pop in the splits like the first thing you do. Oh my god, my brother was the worst when he used to do ballet. Like, he would walk into the studio and he would jump into the splits. That's the first thing he would do, and I'd be like, ugh. And like, I showed him an article once from like Pointe magazine saying like, yeah, how bad that was. Like, you just like jump into the splits like the first thing you do when your body's not warm, but he didn't care.
Another hack, if you have time and if you have the luxury, the best thing to do before ballet class is actually cardio, because you're warming your whole body up and you're going to be a lot more ready to open the spinal cord to connect with your turnout.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just have like a random bruise.
Girl, look at this. I joined the bruise club.
Yeah,
like, it's getting nasty.
Sorry, we have so many random bruises that I'm not going to show. It's not pretty. But it's interesting because I remember reading like a medical study on rhythmic gymnasts, and they said that when they stretched before they started their workout, number one, they didn't necessarily get that much more flexible in their jumps, and second, they lost power. Whereas when they found that stretching after they finished like their conditioning and stuff actually helped a lot more with the flexibility. So if you stretch when you're cold, apparently it doesn't help.
It doesn't help at all.
It doesn't help at all.
No.
So you
Get
kind of
warm.
have to be safe. And I think somebody on Facebook wants to know, Anna Singh wants to know any tips for hopping on point. So I guess the Giselle thing.
Well, you have to have quite strong ankles, and you can't like fully point your foot. You have to like kind of crunch it while you're popping, because otherwise you'll like fall onto your knee kind of. And just first you can practice like holding the bar and first you can start with 2 feet hopping, and then you can just try with one foot and just keep your ankle strong and don't think about pointing your bottom foot.
So here's the ankle joint. Sorry, I'm gonna get technical.
Time to get ballet feet.
Okay.
We're going into detail
Oh,
here.
sorry. I'm like.
Do you
up
need me
on
to?
here. Excuse me. So we have the ankle joint here, and you have to hold. You have to think about, like, imagine if somebody's holding that ankle joint while you're doing every single part of the hop. You cannot relax that ankle joint for 1 second. So think about as if somebody's like holding that part of your ankle, and really keep all strength on the. So here's full point. So you pull back, and you have strong ankle, and you hold your butt muscle with everything that you have. There you go.
Just easy peasy.
Just hold the butt muscle, holding the gluteus maximus and the knee joint.
Oh, this is a good question from Zhenju Sheka. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the Chinese correctly, the pinyin correctly, but how do you know when to take a step back and rest when you face an injury or strain, as opposed to pushing yourself to dance?
I can't answer that question.
Yeah, you push too hard.
I do not know how to rest.
I think, I don't know. I think you can kind of tell, like, if you can feel like there's like a little bit of pain, then that's alright. But if there's a lot of pain, then don't do it. Like, when you start wincing, then I think you should just take it easy a little bit. But I think you just have to talk with your teacher, and it depends on every injury that you have, and it varies. In some injuries, it's okay to push through, and some injuries, it's definitely not okay to push through.
Because if you push it down, you might end up jeopardizing the rest of your career.
Yeah, you might.
Your health.
No, it might just get worse. Like, I know so many of my friends who didn't really take care of their injuries or just pushed through them, and they were just taking pain pills. Oh yeah, don't take pain pills, by the way, because you won't be able to feel the pain that you're actually having. So don't take pain pills, because one of my friends, she took like a really strong pain pill because she had an injury, and it ended up, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she ended up having to quit ballet because it got really, really bad, and her bone was like wearing away, and finally it was, she didn't realize it because she was taking these pain pills all the time, and finally she had to stop ballet. So don't take pain pills. I guess that would be my.
I think it's the other thing is if you have a coach that you trust that's working with you, or a teacher, trust their. If you can't trust yourself, like, I think you should bring your concerns and like what's going on with your body, be honest with them, and ask for their advice.
I think my favorite. I think I was talking about this. My favorite thing that the dancers ever said about rest was what Gillian Murphy said when I was talking to her. She said, a lot of dancers feel like, if they take 1 or 2 days off, they're gonna like lose fitness, they're gonna lose technique, they're gonna lose everything. But sometimes if you're really beat up and you're really tired, it helps to take a little bit of time off so you can let everything heal and you can come back stronger and focus. Dancers, you guys work so hard all the time, but it's impossible for somebody to give 100% every day or 110% every day, and it's not sustainable. And so sometimes I think you do need to take a step back, and when it's really hard, and just take a couple of days and then come back, and then you can give fully again.
I think
like
so.
They're doing that with me today, and I was like planning on going to the gym and all that stuff, and no.
Because the alarm.
Yeah, because I have to start my season and I haven't had any rest, so.
But she's been working so hard when she's here, so.
No.
I keep threatening her, like, we have to like strap it onto a bed and make you sleep.
So today I didn't do anything, and tomorrow I probably won't while I'm flying back, so.
No, you're not flying back
I'm flying back tomorrow night.
No, you fly back Sunday night. So you have one
oh my god.
Another thing is, like, when I was about 13 or 14, I got really burnt out. I was doing about 6 hours of ballet every day, and I didn't have 1 day off for about like 6 or 7 months, like not 1 day. And on top of that, I was doing online school at night, so I'd be doing ballet kind of during the day, like in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings, and then when I came home, I would start my schoolwork. And I had the normal amount of schoolwork as everyone else does, which is I had about 3 or 4 hours but it was kind of hard to push myself, like after all that ballet and at the end of the day, so it'd take a long time. So I like my normal sleeping time was around 3 a.m. every morning, and I had to, of course, get up at like 8, and I did that for about 6 or 7 months, and I got so burnt out. I started hating ballet. I started not working hard in ballet. I started giving attitude to my teachers. I started having negative thoughts. It was really bad. And so one tip I would say is sleep is important. Don't think, like when I was that age, I didn't think sleep was important. I was just like, it's a waste of time. Why do people need to sleep? I can probably survive without sleep. I'm sure some people do. And I would just stay up and not sleep, and it really affected me a lot. Like I got really burnt out, and I couldn't tell anybody. I felt like I couldn't tell my mom, I couldn't tell my teachers. They just thought I was getting lazy. It was like a really hard time. Like my mom would always ask, oh, like how's ballet class? And in my head I was like, oh, I hated it. It was the worst class. But of course I couldn't say that because she had driven like 2 or 3 hours that day to get me to that ballet class, and I couldn't tell her that no, I didn't like it. So my answer was just a simple good. It was fine. I couldn't tell her that I was having a hard time, and I couldn't tell my teachers either. I didn't feel like they would understand that I had school as well as ballet. So it was like quite a difficult time, and my teacher like kind of didn't like me that much anymore because I was giving him attitude and stuff because I was just not in the right mindset. But one of my teachers said like maybe you should take a break for a little bit, and I did. I took a break for like 3 or 4 days, and I went camping with my dad, and just 3 or 4 days totally reset my mind, totally got me back on track. I was inspired to do ballet again. I missed ballet. I wanted to go back. I was able to see nature and not do ballet for 3 or 4 days, and that totally put me back on track. Like sometimes just having a few days of break really helped me. I think I would have just stopped ballet if I didn't have that break, you know. So I think just having a couple days off when you're burnt out, and I didn't realize what burnt out was. I didn't think people got burnt out. I didn't think I would get burnt out, but I guess I did. And just those few days with my dad, just in the wild, just exploring Yosemite and stuff was great for me. And if I didn't have that break, I would have stopped ballet, I think. So
Yeah,
take a break sometimes.
Yeah, we were talking about this. In any profession, like if you just go too hard, it's not sustainable and you will burn out. Like we were talking about this, because you were working so hard. Sometimes it's just hard to struggle through the burnout and that you need a break.
Yeah, and it's hard to accept that you're burnt out.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I've been really burnt out for like the past 4 months, but like there's nothing, like it's like a mixture of like you love it, but you are so tired. Like you're so tired, and like I think when I get so exhausted, like I just start like to cry actually because I just say like I just say like over and over again like I'm so tired. I'm so tired, like, and you can't show it to any of the teacher. And it was so funny, like after Barney competition, my teacher, she like, and I just started dry heaving. I was like, she was like, she just held me, and I was like, and I was like, because I was crying to her because I was like, I have to get on a plane, I have to teach tomorrow, and the only thing she could do was just be like, she's like, there, in 15 years it'll be over, and I was like,
When I was going through that period, I seriously felt I could cry at any second. I'm normally not that kind of person. I'm not like a cry kind of person, but at that burnt out period, I was crying during private sometimes. I never cry really. I seriously never cry, but I was crying during some of the privates when I would get really frustrated with myself. If I couldn't do a turn, I would just try it again and again and just mess up over and over and over and over, and I'd get really frustrated. I would start breathing all weird and start kind of tearing up, and my teacher would be like, Come on now. No, he wouldn't say that.
It's not even just like the physical part, it's just the mental.
Yeah.
Just exhaustion.
Just mentally I was not in a good, of course, when you don't get sleep, you're not well.
Yeah,
They're preaching to me right now.
And the thing is like, and that's why I understand, because like, I'm a perfectionist and ballet dancers, they're all perfectionists, and that's, you know, kind of what we always kind of have the same struggle, and I can understand, because it's never enough. It's just never enough. Like, you always feel like there's more you can do, there's more you can push for, and that's really hard to moderate, you know, and to say, you know, stop, you know, it's actually a good thing when sometimes you do a little bit less work. Like, it takes discipline to rest, and people don't realize that sometimes.
And I lack that discipline, so I'm trying to learn it, but like, my thing is I get afraid of taking steps back, which I shouldn't be, but I do.
I get that. I totally understand that fear.
I'm totally just so dreading the, like, shame on you, look at you.
But the thing is that nobody really says it. It's like you say it to yourself.
Yeah,
you say it to yourself. Like, I was from, I think, last year December to probably about July this year, actually, I spent the last 7 months feeling just completely mentally burnt out as well, because for the past, I think since CFA started, for the past 3.5 years, I've been working like 7 days a week, midnight to 1 a.m. and to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And so, like, I had to, like, I told Joy, I started taking weekends off. Like, on Sundays I would try not to do any work.
Yeah.
It was so hard. But like, it's really helped a lot. And so, like, I keep telling her, you need to rest, because it's the same thing, like, just the crying all the time, like, I can't do this, I'm not good enough.
You get to a point where you're just so tired that, number one, you just become like a zombie. You don't even answer anybody on Facebook. You just go in like survival mode. You're just doing what you have to do, and you're just
and
you're
dragging your feet every step of the way.
Every step.
Like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I can't believe I have to do this. And
you
it's
get to the end of the day.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, it's sleep time, but then you find 85 other things that you have to do.
Right.
And like, you're behind, and you didn't do this, and there's all this stuff that you didn't do, and it's like.
And the thing is that you didn't do them because you're so burnt out that you just don't have motivation to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're passionate and you want to be giving, and you can't keep pouring water from a pitcher that's empty.
Yeah.
You know, and if your pitcher's empty, you have to go and get it refilled somehow. Mm-hmm. And for other people, it's different things. Some people, it's spending time with their family. Some people, it's being alone. For me, I fill up somewhat when I walk in a crowd and I get lost, like, and I'm in a new place and a new environment and seeing new things, and I'm not Joy the ballet dancer, I'm not Joy the girl who went to Russia, or I'm not Joy what everybody expects her to do things, or I'm not Joy the sibling of 9. I'm just another face in the crowd, and like taking that energy of like the going and coming, it's really special, and I think that's why I recover the most when I'm traveling and I'm not staying in one place.
Awesome. For me, it was like catching up and sleep. Like, I was tired all the time. And then the other thing that was helpful for me was like, you can't do anything. You just sit in a theater and you can't like be on the computer or think about anything else like work related. You just have to sit there and like stare at the screen and just like nothing else.
Zootopia, or like a good Disney film.
Oh yeah, Zootopia was good.
Yes, Zootopia is my life.
On the plane.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
There's one question. I guess I can answer this one. Tips for, well, I guess you could answer it too because you've done white. Tips for first time at competition, or this one's tips for first time at YGP. I can start it off.
Go for it.
First time at competition, it's going to be very nerve-wracking because you've never done it before. It's you might be a little intimidated because there's other kids there, other ballet moms, other teachers, you might see the judges. I think just focus on yourself and don't think of it as a competition. Think of it more just as a performance for whoever's in the audience. Don't stress yourself out that it's that judge is that judge and that. And I normally try and not look at the competitors before me, because then that just kind of distracts me, and I don't know, but after the competition I always cheer for them and everything, but I try and focus on yourself. There's going to be lots of drama going on. People will have maybe ripped up costumes, point shoes missing, tiaras missing, injuries. Everything happens during competition. So don't let that drama affect you, if it's not your own drama, of course. And even if you do have drama, your music doesn't work, you forgot your costume, don't let that affect your mental meditation. Like, just stay calm and just know that anything can happen. It's a live performance, anything can happen. Don't be upset if you don't get a medal, because politics are always involved. Always, every ballet competition, politics are involved.
You don't know the story behind it.
You don't know the story. They already know the winners before you probably compete anyway, so they know the winners before the registration of the competition. So don't be upset if you didn't win, because you know, just make it a learning experience. And even if you don't perform as well on stage, don't be too upset, because it's not the performing on stage that makes you a better dancer, but the training and the just the preparation of the competition that really makes you improve a lot. So I guess in conclusion, stay focused, don't get affected by drama, and treat it as a performance and enjoy. Yeah.
Oh, and I saw a question from Angela Hoon on Facebook, and she's like, when are you coming to Singapore, Miko? Yes, Miko, when are you coming to Singapore?
When am I? I mean, I'm here right now. I mean, Singapore is so great. I love it here, to be honest. It's beautiful. People are great. Food is great. The sights are great. It's not too big of a city. Singapore is awesome, and I'm here right now, but I'm leaving tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to come back soon.
Yeah. And then people want to know, Miko, what's JJ up to? Your brother?
Oh, my brother. He's now 17, taller than me, looks very different from First Position if you've ever seen that movie. He is currently studying hard to join a university, because this next year he's going to be applying to universities. And he's just studying hard, loves ultimate frisbee, loves debate, loves history, and loves video games, of course, and loves hanging out with his friends. Not doing ballet anymore, not doing any dance, but
Does he hate ballet?
No, he doesn't. He still respects it. He still respects dancers and everything. He knows it's not for him.
Yeah.
So, but he doesn't hate it. He doesn't dislike it. It's just he knows it's not for him. But I think he inside he respects other dancers.
And he'd go to see a ballet performance.
Yeah. He comes to see me if I ever perform there, but
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Somebody wants to know, Angel wants to know, what tips do you guys have for doing multiple pirouettes?
I guess Joy can answer this.
Why? You do also I think you're more of a multiples.
Okay, we'll start with Joy and Miko.
Okay.
We'll be fair.
Yeah.
I think
I have no tips, of course, as you guys know.
I got a turning board, and I got used to the feeling of spotting, and my friend Magnus from Royal Danish Ballet came and visited me in Russia and brought his turning board and changed my life. And I think it's also important to think about your sorry, I'm gonna use the curse word online, ass bone.
That's not a curse word.
I just say to myself all the time, ass bone, and left side. From the very first moment at bar, I'm thinking about literally my ass bone and where it is in space. And if it is in directly on line on top of your toes and you're turning out, and you have to be placed correctly and think about physics. So just think about going up, a faster spot, a good supporting side, a nice calm deep breath out before you do a plie, lifting up to come down, and a nice sharp finish regardless if it's 3 or 8,
Yeah. I guess, especially fortes have always been my forte. But I'm not really a multiple turner. I've never been able to do 8 pirouettes. Actually, only once, my whole life. But I'm not really a 5-turn person, kind of. I think I'm more about consistency. And as Joy said, it's all about the preparation and also finishing. Even if you only do a double or whatever, how many you do, always finish well, because that's what people will remember. And even if you're falling out of your turn, don't just give up and not finish it. Definitely finish it. But preparation is always, I think preparation is key for turns. Don't rush it. Take your time and just practice. when I was younger, my teacher, he was obsessed with turns. He based the whole class around turns. We did fortes in almost every combination in the center. We did we did like pirouettes during bar. He just centered his whole class around turns, and I guess ever since I was young, I was always doing lots of turns, and when I was really young, I was doing already fortes and everything. I think my Japanese teacher, she pushed little kids quite far. Like, I was already doing like liquor serrapata like on point when I was 8, and
Wow.
I was doing the 32 fortes on point. So, I was just doing it since I was young, and I think that's helped. Like, just getting the coordination when you're young really helps. But also just find the time to like learn how to balance in that position, because if you can balance in that position, it helps when you're turning. And if you can't even balance in that position, then it's like, how can you like turn and stay up there for more than 1 second? So
Really think about your butt and your knee and your calf muscle. Like, you have to hold the position.
Mhm.
Like, you have to be able to balance and like have connection with the floor and push up. It didn't just happen. I'd rather see 2 clean, nice, beautiful pirouettes than like 8 and you're like,
yeah.
like, oh great,
That-
what did you do?
It's like, it's
sometimes I totally
A strong
I
center.
totally agree.
Yeah.
I sometimes prefer seeing a really nice 2 or 3 pirouettes compared to seeing a wobbly like 7 or
Like,
8.
oh,
you know?
I've got another turn with your shoulder blade. My teacher just be like, Ctrl Alt Delete. Like, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but I guess just practice and just learn how to balance there.
So
and-
cliche, but quality over quantity.
Yeah,
That is truth. That is true.
true.
Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie. If you hit a nice 6, it's like, ooh.
It's always impressive to see. Like, it's always like, whoa.
I was taking class in Hong Kong ballet. I was like the most jet lag I've ever been. I was like on 2 hours of sleep, and I go for tombe parve. I hit 7, and I just like I did a finish, and I was like, and my partner leg was like peeing himself. He's like, I've never seen you do that, and I was like, well, now they think I got this one in the back. And I probably haven't done that for like a month.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I have to say, like, as an audience member and somebody who enjoys ballet, I would rather see. I don't like watching artists and they're doing these big tricks and they're not stable, and I'm just worrying about whether they fall. I would
Yeah,
rather,
me too. Oh my god.
doesn't
I'd
matter.
rather just see like a beautiful like performance, because for me, what
Yeah.
matters is if you're clean and you're secure and you're artistic and you express yourself. That's more important than like
like what my teacher says. She said, like, I don't care how amazing you are. If you're doing 7 pirouettes in Black Swan variation, you're not Odile already. It's not interesting for the audience to see.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
musical, and it doesn't fit in ballet. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like one of those things that's like, you know, you buy those sunglasses on the street that, like, you know, they don't serve a purpose as a sunglass, but they're funny for a joke. Like, multiple pirouettes are like that. Like, they're fun for class to like compete with your friends, but you don't actually need them for stage. Like, okay, maybe in a gala performance it's interesting, but it's not though. Like, compare Lepatkina, compare what Lucara are doing. That's like quality work. But do you see them doing more than 4 pirouettes ever on stage? Never, because it's vulgar. It's tasteless.
Yeah, I think we just take a couple of more questions. What would you guys be if you're not ballerinas?
Well, until I was 11, I was doing both violin and ballet, and they were my top 2 things that I was doing, or like I was focusing on school as well. So I think if I didn't quit violin, I would have done it, I guess, longer. Cause violin was like something I was doing. I didn't love it as much as ballet though. That's why I didn't continue and I focused on ballet. But if not violinist, I think it'd be awesome to have, to become a doctor or something, because I think it's great if you could save a life. I think that would be the most incredible thing to do. So
I have like several, like, and I oftentimes daydream about it on cold winter's day, like what I would do, and so that I could just be warm and like live in a nice area and like live on the beach. But I'm really passionate about international relations, and I love languages, and I would love to be somebody that does business and business and foreign policy and working in different embassies around the world, like learning to speak different languages and finding and helping like small businesses grow and create intellectual property. I don't know, it's like complicated, but I'd wanted to travel. I'd want to be able to speak languages, and I'd love to be able to help poor people make money to be able to survive. So like helping like small businesses in Africa grow. Or, I still want to do that after ballet. I'd love to like help start small schools around like developing countries, especially in Southeast Asia, that can give opportunities to refugees and like victims of sexual abuse and things like that.
Yeah,
I really hope to do more of that. I just wish like as a ballet dancer I had more time to be in places so I could learn more languages. Like if I had a watch that could stop time, I'd like go somewhere for 2 months, learn the language, go to another place, learn the language, because I don't know, like I feel like I can understand people in different places, and I just wish I had the time and the money to like invest in learning their language.
This is
Yeah,
you were saying?
No, I'm done.
Oh, maybe you can. This is what I want to address from Noelle McGowan. Maybe you can read it.
Why is your stuff so expensive?
Why is CME stuff so expensive?
You guys, do you understand that her things each are, first of all, the design that goes into them is like mind-boggling, but they're ethically made. So she's not using sweatshop labor. Each one of the pieces of clothing that you buy from H&M, from Forever 21, like, yes, they're fashionable and it's a steal, but you have to think about the amount of pain and suffering that goes into making those clothes. Oftentimes they're made by children. Oftentimes they're made by those who are sexual slaves and people who are just in human bondage. So she has gone, and she's also sourcing materials that are high quality, and she's not printing it to save money. She's going above and beyond. So you're actually getting a steal. She's actually not making that much money on the product when it comes to market, because she's trying to keep the price point low.
Yeah,
these clothes could be marked up so high, but she's not, and she's really compassionate in the way that she runs her business. And it's very rare that you see companies that are running themselves with integrity as their main value.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Money is important, but I started, and I feel like I have to explain that I started this business not because when I started it wasn't the aim of making money. It was just about putting out something that was interesting, that was positive, because I was struggling with stuff, and I didn't actually think it would be necessarily be a viable full-time business. But when I was reading up about what I wanted to do and how to make sure, so I was reading a lot about factories collapsing in Bangladesh and people not having safe working conditions. And you read about things like, cotton farmers in India, they commit suicide because these big corporations, they sell them cotton seeds for really expensive amounts of money, and they buy them cheaply, and the farmers just get into debt. And I was like...
And they become slaves.
And I was like, I just don't want to be a part of that. That's not what I want to do. So, I was looking at sources, and I was like, I want them to be manufactured by, like, factories in, like, whether it's Turkey or India, the conditions are safe. The workers have rights, they're being paid fairly. The cotton or the materials they use are natural and they're sustainable. Production methods are low carbon, there's no child labor. Some of the factories are powered by like solar power and wind power to make the shirts. So it's also environmentally friendly. It's people friendly, and I hope that they fit well and
they're comfortable
and
they're
like
beautiful.
The shirts are like they're printed in Europe as well because of the quality.
Isn't it like Karl Lagerfeld's like company or something?
Yeah, I used
and
to.
you're getting incredible
now it's like
designer goods for I mean, you go in and buy a Prada bag or a Prada thing, and you're getting child labor. And you buy a Cloud and Victory bag, you're getting something that's made with you in mind. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it's made with a clear conscience. You can wear it,
and because I put out 2 collections every year, the clothing is limited edition, so that also adds to the cost, because I don't make I don't do like huge volume of them. I just do like a limited number of them, so that they're like special each piece. And
she doesn't get a discount from the manufacturers because of bulk order, things like that. Those are like already business kind of things.
So I mean, like, I hope you guys can understand that I do try to keep the prices as accessible as I can, but at the same time,
shipping.
And shipping is expensive
shipping
too.
Is expensive.
I don't make money off shipping. Yeah. I try to keep it as low as possible, but if I wasn't doing this in a way that I felt was comfortable with my principles and my values, I wouldn't be doing it. you know.
And that's just a testament to who Min is, what kind of business she has created, and what she wants to go forward making in the future. And Mark, don't get me wrong, this is not the end form of what we want to do, and we only hope to make Crowd and Victory grow. We have ambitions. We want to hear from you, and it's so awesome to be able to give feedback, to hear what you guys want. And as a small business owner, I think for her it's really important.
And you know, that's why I'm working with the people I work with, because you know, I think we all have sort of similar aspirations, is that we want to do something positive for people and be kind. Like I think we had the Point Shoe fundraiser last year where they contributed Point Shoes, you know.
It's really wonderful.
And it was really
like,
even if
you
it's
were
small,
able to
it's
donate a lot of money, right?
like we raised like $5,000 for like an orphanage in Nepal.
That's amazing.
It's wonderful.
And for the Child World Vision. So you know, it's not just me, it's like a community of people. Like, I couldn't do it without, you know, you guys and, you know, dancers like that who sort of understand, like, you know, the importance of not just doing it for ourselves, but like contributing and giving back.
Yeah,
whether it's performing or running a business, like each moment that we have to shine, it's like, you know, your true self is visible on stage, and your true self is visible through the things that you do. So if you're doing something that's nice and positive, it's you know, it's reflective on who you are as a person and what you want to share.
Yeah, I think Min is such like a strong person as well, and she's very brave, because I don't know if you guys know this, but she got a law degree, and instead of going down that path, and she realized that law is not her thing, because she might you can say this, but I hope I'm saying it right, but like that she might be representing things and that she doesn't support, and that's not quite I don't know how would
what
you
I
put
was
it.
comfortable
What
with.
were you what you were comfortable with? So she was brave enough to step out of it and do something like C&V, which
wasn't necessarily where she got her, you know, higher education.
Yeah.
But do we need
a lot of learning on the way?
Exactly, but we're always learning, and we should. I mean, we should probably end with this, but like, you know,
Geraldine.
Hi,
Geraldine.
Hi, Geraldine.
Hi, all the friends.
Hi, Geraldine Mendoza.
Oh my God.
You're amazing.
I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in forever.
And I
went
want
to
to
her
see
school when I was 10.
Like
she went to Bolshoi Ballet School.
Oh, yeah,
she's so
did.
sweet. She's so amazing.
yeah. But
Never stop learning.
my head is so big now because of you guys.
No.
And let's close with like, I think these two questions. Somebody wants to know, first, what is all of our favorite C&V items, and second, somebody wants to know favorite C&V items. I think it's from Ely. Sorry, I can't remember who. And somebody else wants to know favorite pizza toppings.
Okay, you can go first.
I'll go first with my favorite C&V. Actually, this sweater is one of my favorites. I've worn. I don't know if you can see it. Look at Kina's swan one. I wear this all the time. I wear her sweaters, like especially in England, because it's kind of freezing there, so I can't really wear like the light t-shirts. But like these sweaters, I wear almost every day. You don't even know. I seriously wear them all the time. This one, and I think it's the Diana Vishneva one.
The Vishneva, yeah.
I wear them all the time. So I think these like sweaters that I have.
I think you are the only one with like the sweater version of this. Like,
really?
Like,
oh my God.
So it's like a t-shirt version. We might bring it
This
back
is my
maybe.
favorite, and like I love Lupakina. So.
And your favorite pizza topping?
Oh, my favorite pizza toppings. I guess I love Hawaiian. I guess is my favorite. It has a little sweet and sour.
Sweet and
and
savory.
Say pineapple.
Yeah. What about you, Joy?
I think it's really hard for me to decide, because I don't know if you guys know, but my 3/4 of my wardrobe is Cloud and Victory. 'Cause we started 3.5 years ago, and every summer she gives me clothes. And my salary in Kremlin doesn't support me like actually getting to shop or buy clothes for myself. So literally all of the clothes that I wear all the time are CV. And I'm not joking. Like, you can ask anyone from Kremlin Ballet, all I wear is CV. I wear on Wednesday. Every Wednesday I wear on Wednesday. We wear pink, like it's a uniform.
Oh.
The Wild Hearts Will Sing, the one that you made of me. I wear that all the time to sleep. And the crop tops are my favorite PJs. Like, they're the best. I just feel so special in the clothing, and I'll never forget how I gave Diana Vishneva the sweater.
The Vishneva
sweater,
yeah.
and, like, how she loved it, and she was like over the moon, and she's like, "Where's this from? What company?"
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think just getting to share like C&V and her message just by wearing the clothes all the time is like my favorite part.
Shout out Vishneva, you my boo.
Yeah, and no, she was like, she really liked it, and I've been gluten-free, so I haven't had pizza in a year. But the last pizza I had was made in Italy, and it was a gluten-free pizza, and it had mozzarella and pesto, and it was like thin and olive oily with basil, and it was and I ate the whole pizza, and it was like this big.
It's impossible to get bad pizza in Italy, like period.
Yeah.
I've been there once. Yeah, pizza's all good.
So
it's so hard for me to choose. Like I put out every collection, like each piece is kind of like my baby, so it's really hard. I think from the current spring summer collection, I like the Giselle sweatshirt, the pink one.
It's cute.
And you have to go soon, right? Yeah. I think the Giselle sweatshirt and the plie for pizza and the squat goals. And then there's one coming up from the next collection with like, it's called the Ballet Essentials Tee.
I love that. That's one of my favorites too.
I don't want to spoil it, but like...
Wait, you're not wearing it? No,
I'm not wearing it now. I'm
I
wearing
like the
the
superheroes and the Star Wars because I'm a huge nerd and like Star Wars is my life.
There's
and
like cool stuff coming up.
And the Star Wars is like amazing.
And my favorite pizza toppings, this is interesting. I don't eat cheese unless it's on pizza. My favorite pizza toppings, I like a good margarita pizza with just like good tomato sauce and cheese and basil. But if not, I like some pepperoni and mushrooms on pizza.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Never extra. Mushrooms are the best.
Yeah, I think we ran like overtime. We gave you guys almost like 1.5 hours. We just had so much fun talking. But
We
thank
could
you.
stay here forever if we did.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could go longer, but
Like
So make it a regular thing.
Yeah, maybe next time, like, we'll find a way to get you guys together again. Maybe the next CMB masterclass in Singapore or something. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you to Joy
thank
Miko
you.
for
Yeah,
taking
thank
the
you so
time
much,
to answer the
Nick.
questions.
for having us here.
Yeah,
It's
thank you
just
so
a lot of
much.
love all around.
All around. All right, guys, we love you.
Thank you for your questions and hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Follow us on all of our social media.
Yes,
Check us out
follow
on
us.
YouTube,
Joy
Instagram,
Womack,
Facebook,
Proud
and
of Victory,
Snapchat.
and Miko Fogarty.
If you guys want real-time updates on what we're up to, we update Snapchat and Facebook stories and Instagram stories all the time, so you can be 100% up to date. And if you want quirky, random, like fun, without format kind of like information, we tweet a lot, Min and I, and like more about politics and like things like not about ballet. So if you're interested in that, you can check us out.
Yeah, and follow Joy's, subscribe to Joy's YouTube. I am such a fan.
No.
I've watched her YouTube videos like
hot mess.
religiously since like about a year ago. And it's so amazing to see what her life is like in Russia and just having her updated, and especially the Varna vlogs, because I went there myself, and just the memories all flow back, and it's just great that she's catching it all.
Yeah, and
I'm catching up, guys. The edits are coming slowly and surely. This summer was
No
really stressful.
rush.
And I couldn't videotape, but my idea is for next year. It's a new season. It's a new season of video content. It's going to change a little bit. It might not be daily vlogs because it's really stressful, but I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys want to see, and more curated, more better looking content. But I'm really excited to grow this community, and I'm excited to announce I'm going to be a CV lady, so I'll be making things just for Cloud and Victory. So
Yeah, so make sure to
better
subscribe
content.
to Joy's YouTube. Like, you'll get great content. And
Thank you. And follow Miko on Instagram.
thank you guys so much for supporting all of us.
Thank you.
And yeah, like,
Buy CD clothes. Oh, what? Is that not subtle enough? What?
Okay. Bye guys.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
bye.
Bye.